The answer is 15 per second.
Is it how many pumps do women incorrectly believe to constitute the perfect hand job? How many wing beats are there of the ruby-throated Mexican hummingbird? Which doesn't sound funny in itself, but the bird in question is taped to my penis.
Here's a picture of Conservative leader David Cameron. So what does CSIP stand for?
Cunt seen in photo?
Any other guesses?
Is it his favourite TV show, CSI Portsmouth? Every week it's the same story, a gay guy getting kicked to death by sailors. I think they just want the right answer now, okay. And it's Catholic schools invented paedophilia.
The answer is 10%. What is the question?
Is it what percentage of my income do I spend on buying my stalkers abortions? In Dundee, what is the success rate of the chat-up line, do you want pumped? What percentage of my penis can I get inside an otter?
What does RFHB stand for?
Is it Royal Family Hate Blacks?
The answer is 250,000.
Is it, of all the fan mail she receives every day, how many letters does the actress Kirsten Dunst simply put into a file marked sexually menacing?
Things you wouldn't hear at a party conference.
We have 3 priorities: education, education, and free hand jobs for the blind.
So, what on earth is this?
Look at how baffled she is.
Yeah.
She thinks she still lives there and that she's a cat. She's got surprisingly perky tits for an 81-year-old.
Yes, it is.
Look at those puppies.
It is a surprise.
Fucking let's vote her back in, the dirty bitch.
What does TFHC stand for?
Is the doctor saying try flicking his cock?
That often works, actually. That's a good tip. If you think someone might be dead,
you know.
Just try flicking his cock.
Is it this fucker has cancer?
What a news reporter would never say.
News just in. Go to a break, your wife's been hit by a truck. And if anything can be learned from this high school massacre, it's surely this. Don't mess with goths. They're fucking mental.
The next topic is unlikely letters to be read out on points of view.
Dear points of view, watching Queer Eye for the Straight Guy made me think that if I made gay friends, they'd give me fashion tips. Actually, they fucked me. Viagra's saved marriages, though, hasn't it? Because people are now still able to shag their wives long after they become physically repulsive.
The question without going on about Blunkett being blind. BBC do not want. It's a question about Blunkett. They answers the question, but try not to make a million jokes about, or any, about Blunkett being blind. That's how I'm getting him here, all right? What unusual use of the army did David Blunkett allegedly suggest when Home Secretary?
Blunkett ordered troops to go in and machine gun prisoners, or he thought he was ordering it. He was actually talking to a hat stand.
The answer is every 12 seconds. What is the question?
How often does a virgin in Newcastle break the sound barrier?
Unlikely lines from the final Harry Potter book.
Harry awoke to find that the whole thing had been a dream, and he was being raped by an orderly. The thing about party political conferences is they knock the Australian soaps out of the schedules, and it's really difficult to wank to the conferences. Not impossible. Wasn't her dad?
You've got a fair
her dad
point.
was also Holly Valance's dad, and so he had and you could see when you watched him that the actor really wanted to shag the women playing his daughters, and it really made it a very creepy show. But again, not impossible to wank to.
Bad things for a teacher to say.
You're all going on this school trip, but if any of you have ever watched the news, you'll know that you won't all be coming back. We've all had a hard time since Sharon went missing. I, for example, haven't been able to use my basement.
Bad things to say or do when naked.
Welcome to the first lesson of practical self-defence for women.
I understand why I had to have gas for the... do you know what it is? I want to say...
Say whatever you want to.
No, the thing in your mouth. But I keep... It's because of Frankie. Because... I want to say... What is that thing? Root canal. But I kept thinking anal. I kept... All the way. I do. I kept thinking it can't be anal. Can't be anal.
I'll be honest with you, they both hurt.
Ill-advised things to say in court.
There must be a perfectly simple explanation. I must have a long-lost twin who has identical sperm. It's a whole sort of weird thing with Catholic pilgrimage sites, isn't there? Because it's always places where, the Virgin Mary appeared to children and stuff like that. And, you know, if the Virgin Mary appears to one child, you can write that off. But if the Virgin Mary appears to, 5 children, that means something. That means that a local sex offender is dressing up as the Virgin Mary. And then people are then using it as a place of pilgrimage. It's good having a Nazi Pope now, isn't it? See, I have a theory, right? The Nazis were very scientific. They probably preserved Hitler's brain. And you could probably do a brain transplant, but they'd still... But, you wouldn't be able to hide it completely. So probably Hitler's just been biding his time waiting for one of his henchmen to get a really important job that involved wearing an enormous hat.
The answer is 3 billion. What is the question?
How much sperm constitutes a mouthful?
What does BARB stand for?
British Army Rape Blair.
The answer is crazy, loopy and un-British.
What do you call slapping a bulldog?
Greatest travel story of the week was Tina the tortoise. Tina the tortoise lost a leg, so they attached a rear wheel to the back of Tina's shed.
To be honest, it's going to make fuck all difference to that tortoise. You said Dad doesn't know what's going on. It barely moves anyway. They're going to put it in a box at Christmas and it'll die.
Well, there you go. You certainly can't see the back of it, can you?
Thank you, Frankie, for steamrolling our gentle whimsy there. Unlikely things to hear on Blue Peter.
Today we'll show you how to make an ashtray using the shell of a dead tortoise. When we say the vandals have killed the goldfish, we mean they've shat in the pond. You know, you get those celebrity sat-navs now. You can actually get a Diana one. It just keeps saying, put your foot down, I think we can lose them.
Sparrows, otters and hedgehogs. What is the question?
What's on the menu at a gypsy wedding?
Things an athletics commentator would never say.
Here are the runners in this second heat of the women's 400 metres in order of fuckability. And that one at the end must feel like a right cunt. These triple jumpers have trained for years to go bouncing along the concrete like retards.
The worst thing to say when running for US president.
I don't just want to appeal to white voters. I also want to reach out to chinks, wops and negroes.
Bill and Hillary Clinton. But what does BCAH stand for?
Bill craves another hole.
No. Shame on you. Watch me side with the crowd who suddenly got very moralistic given this English. Shame on you, Frankie.
Is it bruised cock after horseplay?
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Looks like he's pointing her out to a sniper.
Frankie hasn't done this, and I don't know why he hasn't. Is it Bill Clinton arse-raped Hillary?
I haven't done it because it's sick coffee. Why are porn actors always so worked out? I don't give a fuck what they look like.
Would it be more aspiration if it was just some, like, kind of tubby bloke?
Well, I wouldn't mind if they were being fucked with a cock and a spear, to be honest.
Well done, you and Frankie. But why has David Cameron been in the news this week?
He fucked someone with a cock and a spear.
Speaking of phones, what may be streaming from your mobile phone soon?
Pornography in my case, Dana. The minute this record finishes.
Any other gay issues this week?
The price of amyl nitrate is going through the roof. And the gay community is up in arms. They're up in arms to about this far.
Unlikely things for a cricket commentator to say.
This has been an extraordinary match, but then I'm on mescaline.
It's a flu buddy that you've got to pair up with somebody and they'll deliver the injection to you if needs be.
Exactly, but if it was my mates, they'd just pop a bit of Viagra in or something like that. Yeah, you're going to die, have some donuts, have some fun. Fling it on yourself, see how many you can get.
Donuts? With
See how many you can
Viagra?
get.
What the hell are you doing?
So I'll be there, I'm nearly dying, and I'm flinging them gently on me.
Ring donuts, not jam donuts.
Yeah, I'm not a
But where's he
beast.
putting them?
Like this. He's doing like that.
Why?
It's how
Because I'm nearly dead, Frankie. Can I not have some fun?
Find a woman, leave the pastries alone.
David Beckham and his lovely wife Victoria. But what does the DBPB stand for?
Is it diamond bracelet placates bitch?
Is it?
Definite benders pretend bride?
I've never heard... What a phenomenal phrase. Definite bender.
David Beckham, pillow biter.
What a TV chef would never say.
I'm Nigella Lawson, and what I love about presenting this programme is the knowledge that at home, Frankie Boyle has just about ripped his cock off. This dish requires a little extra salt, so I'm going to fuck it.
The answer is 10 minutes. What is the question?
Is it? It would take me 20 years to get tired of shagging Natalie Portman. How quickly did I tire of shagging my current girlfriend? Is it how long was the recent run of my off-Broadway musical based on the Challenger space shuttle disaster? Is it if the Pope had a wank, how long would he ejaculate for?